My name is Ivan and I'm 44 years old. As I was growing up, I began to feel an inclination toward homosexuality. When I was 13, I told my mom that I didn't want to continue studying. She said, "Well, then you need to work." Where I began to work, there was a guy who was homosexual. 2 weeks later, he invited me to his house for a birthday party. I went and women began to arrive, and it wasn't long and they were kissing each other and I felt scared. The guy said to me, "Ivan, I'm in love with you." He explained himself and I said, "Yes." Under those conditions, I learned everything about being a homosexual person. I also had the opportunity to learn about hairdressing in a beauty salon with people who are homosexual or gay. I became a professional hairstylist. My father became sick and passed away. I left home and disappeared, and 8 years went by without anybody knowing where I was. I earned a lot of money, but I wasted it all on drugs and alcohol. I became a hopeless junkie. Inside, I began to say, "God, get me out of this, please, help me." But the addiction continued. My brother went looking for me in a bar. When I showed up, I found my brother sitting there waiting for me. And he said to me, "Don't cry. This is the opportunity that God is giving to you. Would you like to come with me?" I told him, "Yes, let's go." It was 3 o'clock in the morning. If you had seen me, I looked like I was 80 years old. At my brother's, I said, "Lord, change my life." And I accepted him in my heart. As time went by, I spent time in prayer and fasting, and the church prayed for me. God began to change my life and he healed me of all addictions. I no longer needed cigarettes, alcohol, and certainly not drugs. It was like I had been born all over, like a newborn. I looked in the mirror and I was completely changed. I was no longer the same. In my prayer, I began to say, "Lord, I want to have a home." There was a young lady who worked in a bread store, and after a short time, we began a friendship. Above everything, there was a feeling from God because I had never been in love with a woman before. We became almost inseparable. After some time, I told my pastors I had a girlfriend, and shortly, I married Margarita. It was the happiest day of my life. I had a lot of thoughts. I thought I was sterile. I thought I had AIDS. But I also thought, wow, God has made something new of me. It wasn't long and my wife said, "I feel a bit strange." I responded, "Do you think you're pregnant?" She said, "I think so." We went and did a pregnancy test and she was pregnant. We did an AIDS test and thanks to God, everything came back negative. When my son was born, it was a tremendous joy. When I took him in my arms, I felt overcome with emotion and I thanked God over and over for his gift. I left the beauty salon where I was working and we started our own salon in Margarita's house. I thank God every day in my time of prayer at 5 a.m. for having rescued me from where I was. Now my life is happy, dedicated to my family and my work. I tell people that it is possible. It doesn't matter the vice, homosexuality, whatever it may be, you can be changed. The only answer is in Jesus. Give yourself to him and he will save you.